You've read the story of Jesse James, of how he lived and died. If you're still in need of something to read, here's the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Hi guys, yesterday I watched the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde and I really enjoyed it. I don't know why it's taken me so long to see the film because I knew it had really good reviews and many consider it a classic, and I did think it was really good, and I already knew a lot about Bonnie and Clyde from learning about them in the past, and I think the film covered quite a lot of facts. They obviously changed things a bit in the film, but I thought overall it did kind of follow the story of Bonnie and Clyde. The way Bonnie and Clyde's deaths came about in the film was different from what actually happened, but I quite liked how they did it in the film and I thought it made sense, the characters and what was going on. And so yeah, I really enjoyed the film. And so today I thought that I would talk a bit about Bonnie and Clyde, and I've also put together two outfits inspired by Bonnie Parker. Now, Bonnie and Clyde are the Barrow Gang. I'm sure you all have read how they rob and steal, and those who squeal are usually found dying or dead. So first of all, who were Bonnie and Clyde? Bonnie and Clyde were an American criminal couple who went on a notorious 2-year crime spree during the Great Depression. Bonnie Parker was born on the 1st of October 1910 in Texas, and Clyde Barrow was born on the 24th of March 1909 in Texas. Bonnie and Clyde met in January 1930 through a mutual friend, and many historians believe it was love at first sight, and they spent a lot of time together during the following weeks. But in April 1930, Clyde was arrested for auto theft and sentenced to 2 years in prison for previous crimes. Clyde later escaped from jail using a gun Bonnie had smuggled in, but was recaptured and sentenced to 14 years and sent to Eastham Prison Farm. Clyde was small at 5'7" and weighing 130 pounds, and was targeted by 6-foot-tall Big Ed Crowder, who repeatedly sexually assaulted him until Clyde retaliated by killing him with a pipe, crushing his skull. This was Clyde's first murder. When Clyde was paroled on the 2nd of February 1932, he swore he would rather die than return to prison. After leaving prison, Clyde went back to robbing, and in April 1932, he and another man called Ray Hamilton staged another robbery, but things went wrong and the store's owner ended up being killed. And knowing that Clyde was not going to return back to prison, he went on the run, and Bonnie decided that she would go with him, even knowing that if caught, it meant death for both of them. For the next 2 years, Bonnie and Clyde robbed across Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Louisiana, and New Mexico, staying close to the state's borders. They changed cars frequently, learnt the back roads, and managed to escape several police ambushes. They even took trips to visit their family. After a year on the run, Clyde's brother Buck was released from prison, and Bonnie and Clyde went to see him and his wife Blanche for a reunion. After 2 weeks spending time together, the police showed and a shootout started. The group managed to get away, but the police found rolls of film which included now famous images of Bonnie and Clyde holding guns and a poem written by Bonnie. The pictures and poem increased Bonnie and Clyde's fame. On the 24th of July, Bonnie, Clyde, Buck, Blanche, and W.D. Jones, a member of the Barrow Gang, were surrounded by more than 100 policemen. Buck was shot several times and died a few days later. Blanche was captured, and Bonnie and Clyde managed to escape again. In November 1933, Jones was captured and told the police of how close Bonnie and Clyde were with their families. After this, the police began watching the families in hope to catch them. In January 1934, Clyde helped an old friend break out of prison. Several prisoners also escaped, including Henry Methvin. Henry travelled with Bonnie and Clyde, and when the police learned that he had separated from them, they guessed that Bonnie and Clyde would search for him at his father's, and so they set up a car to ambush them on the road they expected them to take. On the 19th of May 1934, the police took Henry's father's truck and placed it along Highway 154, hoping Clyde would slow down if he saw it. At 9:15 a.m., the plan worked. Clyde did spot the truck and slow down. The police opened fire. The police shot more than 130 bullets at the couple. Crowds gathered just to get a look at them. They call them cold-blooded killers. They say they are heartless and mean. But I say this with pride, that I once knew Clyde, when he was honest and upright and clean. I will now show you the two outfits I put together inspired by Bonnie Parker. The first outfit is the one that I'm wearing now, which is inspired by Faye Dunaway's outfit that she's wearing during the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde. And so the whole outfit is from Shein. I'm wearing this mustard coloured short-sleeved jumper. And I really like this one because it has the lines going down it, which I think is quite similar to the jumper that Faye Dunaway's wearing. I did have a bit of a task though, finding a jumper with shorter sleeves in this colour, so I was very happy when I came across this one. Like I said, I really like that the lines, the stitching is going down. I'm also wearing this brown skirt. It's a little bit like a pencil skirt, but it's not as tight. The fabric is very stretchy, so it is easy to walk in, and I think it goes well with the mustard coloured jumper. And then I'm wearing this brown beret and then this necktie, which, to be honest, I'm not completely sure if I got this from Shein. I may have got it from Amazon. I can't really remember where I picked this one up from, but I think the pattern is quite similar to the one that Faye's wearing. Same colours as well, so I was really happy with this find. If a policeman is killed in Dallas and they have no clue or guide, if they can't find a fiend, they just wipe their slate clean and hang it on Bonnie and Clyde. And then the next outfit I put together is inspired by an outfit that Bonnie Parker is actually wearing in those notorious photos that were found. I'm wearing this long sleeve jumper, and I cannot remember where I got this from. The jumper I'm wearing for this look is this one here. Now, I've had this jumper for years. I think it was given to me by my mum. I think it used to be her jumper. I've had it that long. So I don't know where it's come from, although it does say Clock House on the tag, if that helps anybody. And I've kept this jumper for so long because I just love the pattern on it. I love the pattern. I also love the colours. I love the blue against the brown. I just think it's a really pretty knitted jumper. And I chose this to wear for Bonnie's look because of the pattern. Of course, the photo is in black and white, so we can't be sure on what colour the top was, but the stripes, I think they look a little bit like the jumper I have. I'm also wearing this black cropped jacket, which I have added over the top of the jumper, and then the skirt I'm wearing is this long black velvet skirt, which I got recently from Shein. And then I'm wearing this black hat. It's not a beret, but it's shaped like one. They don't think they're too smart or desperate. They know that the law always wins. They've been shot at before, but they do not ignore that death is the wages of sin. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in my next one. Someday they'll go down together. They'll bury them side by side. To few it'll be grief, to the law a relief. But it's death for Bonnie and Clyde.